Welcome to another Ella in the Moon tutorial. This is an Ella in the Moon pattern. It's been trending on my Pinterest, so I figured I'd share it. I made it 4 years ago. I'll call it Catch a Wave. It's really only a couple of different knots. So I have reverse larks head knotted the ropes on. I folded them in half. They are 60 inches each, or 152 centimeters for as small. You need to add 4 inches or like 9 centimeters per size up. So a medium, every rope is going to need to be 64 inches. For a large, 68, extra large, 72, so on and so forth. And the same with centimeters. So 152 centimeters for the regular ones that you see here. For a small, you need to add 9 to that. So it'll be 161 and then 9 per size up. So I folded them in half. You need to do mount your rope in 4s. So there is 22 on here, but it should be 24. But you need to do 24, 28, 32, 36. So you need to do it in 4s for each size up. So for a small, you need to do 24. For a medium, you need to do 28. For a large, 32. For an extra large, 36, so on and so forth. The whole pattern is done in half knots. So first we do left half knots, and then we do right half knots, and then we alternate. It is a 2-row repeat. So the first row, you will work every cord, all 4. The two and 3 will be the filler cords. The 1 and 4 will be the working cords for the half knot. And then in the second row, and all even rows, you will skip 2 at the beginning, at the end, and you will do the same thing, half knots all the way through. To size up, you will need to add 5 more rows per size up. So for a medium, it's going to be 25 rows. For a large, it's going to be 30 rows. For an extra large, it is going to be 35 rows. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. If you wanted to cover the whole front of you, I'd say add 35 to 40 for a medium or small, and I'd say do 50 for a large or extra large. So not only am I skipping 2 at the beginning and the end, you'll notice that I'm taking 2 from one knot and 2 from the other knot. So the 4 are coming from 2 separate knots side by side. You're going to do this all the way to the end. time to work every single cord now. Do not skip any at the beginning or end. Do not skip any at all. All right, so now you're going to change to right over left first. You have to change it every 5 rows because otherwise your top will curve into like a spiral. So you'll do 5 rows of left over right and 5 rows of right over left, 5 rows of left over right, then 5 rows of right over left for a small. Even though you're doing right over left first, you're still going to skip 2 every other row. So you'll skip 2 at the beginning and at the end, every other row like you did before. So throughout this top, the odd rows are worked every cord. The even rows, you skip every 2 and every 2 at the beginning and end. So just like before. So odd, work all the chords, all 4 chords, even, skip 2 at the beginning and end. Okay, so I've done 5 rows of left over first in the half square knot, and then I did 5 rows of the opposite over first. So it's been 5, 5, 5, 5 for this to cover this area. You can keep going. So I did 5 rows of left going over right first. So this left first cord going over the 2 middle filler cords, which forms basically a 4. And then I've done 5 rows of the opposite, switching direction of a P or pay for those who speak non-Spanish, over the 2 filler cords and the left going behind. So 5, 5, 5, 5, so a total of 20. And now I'm going to finish it off so I can tie off. So I'm going to need to go and finish this off into a full square knot. So this is going to be a right square knot because the bar is on the right. So I'm just going to go across here and finish off and lock everything in, the weaving in, the macrame in, with right square knots. Everything's in 4s. That's the only knot that I've done so far. Square knots besides the, just go across here real quick. Tie it in. And then I'm going to do a knot at the bottom in bundles. So you can just keep going on down if you want more coverage and you have more rope. 5, 5, 5, 5. So 5 alternating, 5 regular. And remember, every other row, you skip 2 on the front end and 2 on the back end. Okay, and in the first row, you need to make sure just to do every 4 together. And then in the next part, you take 2 and 2 from each separate knot, which I showed you at the beginning. Hope that makes sense. It should if you watch the video. Sell them or whatever you're going to use for. Now, one of the reasons why you have to keep alternating is because it starts to turn because they're half spiral hitches. And so you need it to turn back the opposite way. So it turns out this way, and then it goes like this, and then it turns, and then get it back in shape. And then once you do the bottom, it flattens out, okay? So that's why I call it the wave knot, because you can see the waves. It looks like an ocean, el mar. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to take the bundles and tie an overhand knot. That's what I did with the black top. So if you're watching this, this was longer, so don't pay any attention to how much cordage is left here. You're going to be dealing with the cordage that is left right in here that I've given you the dimensions for. I cut this years ago. I cut this probably 6, let's see, almost 7. I cut this 4 or 3 years ago, so it's just been sitting. It's actually, this rope is aged a bit. I'm going to throw it in the washer because it's got some discoloration in it. But it'll come out nicely, I'm sure. So I'm just going to, with each little bundle, square knots 4, overhand knot. Okay, we're going to continue this across. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, and there's one thing that I wanted to tell you. So all this is knotted. Let me do this last one. I've got a couple of extra cords. Okay, let me take the cups out. They keep moving around. I used them for spacing, and now I know it's fine. This will fit a B, C, B, or C cup as well. 32 to 34, 36. Take an extra piece, very long. It's probably a total of 48 inches. Fish it through here. And larks head it on. Reverse larks, whatever. And then do one on the other side. I have a little bit more left. And then go to the back. Okay, so you could just leave these here. All right. And then it ties in the back like a lot of them do. Sorry if you're looking for back coverage. I need to order some more rope, t-shirt yarn to do some stuff that has coverage in the back.